Evening, guys. Tell you what, not feeling that. That's not the vibe tonight. Neither is that. How's everyone doing? Friday night? You guys don't have plans either? That's cool. It's cool. Thanks for being here with me. Let me know you're here in the chat. Might even say your name online. But for real, my day was pretty chill. Took a good nap. This work with this documentary has been a lot. Very taxing mentally and emotionally and physically and oh, thanks, Alyssa. Thanks for being here. Yeah, so I took a long nap today, gotta recuperate, and I'm having a pretty chill evening so far, but had to come on to tell you guys about this documentary and promote it while in the midst of its Kickstarter campaign, which we are almost at halfway to. We've got we've got 2 weeks. We got 2 weeks to close the gap for 100%. So that's what we're here for tonight. We're here to talk about my documentary and hang out and chill. So the Playbook of Silence. And I am Holly. And I'm a filmmaker. I make documentaries. I'm a producer, director, writer, and I want to show people a new perspective, a different perspective. I want to make people sit with uncomfortable truths, and I want to make it so where they don't want to look away. That's my goal. So this story kind of found me. You know that saying, if you don't deal with the past will deal with you? Well, I know that all too well. The story found me. And it is a feature documentary investigating how institutional failures within public education can create environments where abuse is ignored and hidden and allowed to continue, and what survivors and families and whistleblowers have done to expose it. It's a lot. I was telling somebody today that people think we're just against teachers and education, and that's not true. Not true at all. We just want to create the best possible, safest environment for students. And to think that predators don't choose the career path of being employed in schools is ignorant. So, it's gonna happen. My position on it is don't protect people. Just don't protect them. Don't protect bad actors. That's all I'm asking. So, this documentary is rooted in a family's story where their daughter was groomed by her high school teacher, and alongside with his wife, they came to refer to themselves as mom and dad, and her as daughter. And when evidence surfaced of this, it was brought to the attention of the school and the administration. It was also brought to the attention of the authorities. However, there was no physical evidence, so just understand that, like, they can't charge someone with a crime when there's no crime that's been committed. And yeah, like, being a creep isn't a crime. Now, he broke a lot of district policies by spending time outside with her, time outside of school with her, and having her in his personal truck, and physical contact. None of that stuff that he should have engaged with her. So, I mean, he's done a lot of bad things, but, you know, the story goes is that a year and a half after he was made to resign after that investigation, he popped up in another district. And, you know, it's like, okay, people can be wrongly accused. They can have reasons. I don't know what they would be, but they can have reasons, explanations. But, like, there was a reprimand on his license, and the important, crucial thing to keep in mind is that, like, they put him in a special education classroom, which I don't know if he was accredited, certified to teach that population. It doesn't say so on his teacher certificate, but it does say that there's a reprimand on it. They didn't notify any of the parents that he would be, you know, in charge of their child. And so they, like, just sneakily put him in there, and it just is so shady, right? Like, I don't even have to make up this stuff because it's just shady. I don't have to slander anyone. It's true. So, you know, the family, when I meet them at this point, it's when the teacher's working at this new district, and they're just like, they've been researching it now and searching for answers for, like, the last 3, 2.5, 3 years, and they just can't wrap their mind around, like how it fell through the cracks this way. And one moment, please. The other night we couldn't get Facebook into the fold. Tonight I had other multi-streaming issues. But I think we're gonna bring Facebook into this. Oh dear. Pretty dark though, huh? So yeah, they're looking into this as the initiative grows to combat this problem that we have in Texas with predator teachers being passed to and from districts. I say teachers, but just school employees in general. As we see these stories start to surface. And they get together with other parents that are going to these school board meetings and talking out about things that have happened to their kids. You know, they form like an alliance, and it's like once now people are sharing resources and sharing news, it's exposing a pattern, and not just like the pattern of instances of abuse and who commits them, but like a pattern of the way these institutions, these districts, these administrators are responding. And it's very fascinating about like social psychology in general is fascinating, but groups, like especially organizations, especially institutions, are super fascinating. So we talk about themes like institutional silence and accountability. So where there is this notion that like you don't want to ruin people's reputations based on a hunch. You don't want to like rock the boat. You don't want to make yourself look like you're not a team player so you don't get that promotion. All the things. When you have these incentives not to speak up, or you have no incentive to fight back, because sometimes you are speaking up and sometimes it's your superior who's saying, no, you better leave that alone, you better keep your head down, keep your nose out of it, what have you. So when you have that built-in system of silence put in place, you have very little chance of real accountability or real transparency for that matter. Both things are super important. I don't know if you guys understand or know what the difference is between being honest or being transparent, but being honest is like you're asked if you did the thing and you fess up and say, yes, I did the thing. Transparent would just, you'd come out right out and say, I did the thing. So what people really need to get ahead of these reports and actually report them, instead of trying to get ahead legally and in a verbal manner with the parents and whatnot, through the means of stating the things that they do, like the safety and security of our students are the utmost priority, when in fact it's not. We are hearing from a lot of survivors. I get messages in my inbox all the time. I get people who see me out and they ask me about my Facebook posts, and they ask me about this documentary, and they say, you're doing wonderful things. This is such a great subject. Like, you have to, it has to get out there. And, that makes me feel really good. It makes me feel good that people feel comfortable talking about these stories, the stories that they have, and they can understand this grooming issue, and they can see it for themselves. Like, they don't have to stretch their minds that much, especially if they've experienced it themselves. Like, in retrospect, it was like, oh my gosh, that's exactly what that was. That's a really hard thing to sit with. But yeah, we want to like educate the public on that, and people who aren't aware of what grooming is and how dangerous and manipulative it is, and like explaining that it takes years, and that there's like there is a playbook to it. There is a way of testing the waters, and the more you know, right? I don't think that I will speak right now on the record. I don't think that the changing of laws, specific laws or legislation, is going to help this problem. What's going to help is people educated on the issue and being able to protect themselves. It's the same thing they've been telling us women for the longest time, we got to be on alert, and, so do all the vulnerable people. The more you know, the more you can, the more you go. And we're doing this because these cases, the higher, like, I mean, there are just so many of them. They happen all the time, and every time a new one comes out, it just like destroys a little bit more of the public trust. I'm not trying to wage a war on education or teachers. In fact, I'm trying to keep one from happening. I just think that, honesty is the best policy. But we don't make this documentary about one criminal case. It's not. It's about systems, and it's about whole systems, not just individual people. But we do look at individual people to help establish that pattern. And how these situations continue to occur. We all agree it's a bad thing. We all agree it's terrible, but why does it keep happening all the time? And yeah, that's why I made it, that's why I'm making it, is because I have my own story, and it didn't even start off like that, really. It didn't. This was something that, like, I just happened to speak out about in therapy, just like kind of like on a rolling off the tongue. Didn't even know what I was talking about. I just like said something, and it had occurred. Therapist was like, "Oh my gosh, can't believe that happened to you. You never told me that happened to you." I was like, "Oh, I didn't think that was like that big of a deal." She's like, "That's a major deal." But yeah, nobody took it as a big deal when I was in school because it was a female coach, and I got like teased a lot more for it. That she had a crush on me and all these things. But what's shitty is about it, like, because I didn't want to spend time with her outside of school, she took me off the basketball team, took me off the A team, put me on the third string, and or the volleyball team. And I always get that mixed up because then I just didn't even try out for basketball. I was just like grossed off, pissed off. I was just not in the mood to deal with her. And she would sexually harass me in class and talk about my body in front of the other. You can see I'm getting upset about it right now, just going back there and thinking about it. But nobody took it seriously. The administration was like, "Keep your head down," and they made me go to the counselor, and the counselor was even less helpful about it. And then they made me go to an outside counselor who was even less help, except that now I could leave school during my athletics period and not have to go to athletics. So then, and so that's that, right? That happened. But then the best part was they told me, like, keep my head down because I would just be going to high school in a couple weeks. And then guess what? That coach came to my high school and proceeded to harass me and bother me. And then pretty sure she no longer has a teaching certificate because she had an inappropriate relationship with a softball player. Anywho, it's just that, like, now she's married, but it looks really strange. And then you see that he has 2 teenage daughters, and you're like, oh, okay, yeah, that tracks. It surprised me that I wasn't surprised. I'm not surprised by anything that I find out in this story as I investigate. And it has to happen now because, like I said, there's a lot of talk about going to the legislation and making these laws. And last year was a pretty big, pretty successful in that they removed sovereign immunity from independent school districts. And sovereign immunity, just for short, means that you can't be sued. It's a way of protecting the taxpayers because it's your money ultimately that funds them and the state with their whatever. But that's why they had sovereign immunity. They removed it last year so that if it was found that they were covering up sexual abuse, that they could be held civilly liable. So now they can be sued. And so now that's why you're seeing the uptick in the reports, the news reports. It's not that there's more instances of it happening. It's that the mandatory reporters who are always supposed to report are now afraid that if they don't report and it's found that they don't report, that they will be sued. So I guess it's just one way of making sure people do the right thing. Sad that you have to do it that way, but that's what happens. So yeah, why now? Because there's like 4 times the amount of reports now that sovereign immunity has been taken away. Doesn't mean it's happening more often. That should just go to show you how much is actually being reported and underreported. And that should be of concern. That should be of concern to folks, especially folks that have kids in school. It should be a concern to anyone who pays tax dollars because you're ultimately paying for it. You're paying for like these kids to be put in positions with these people who should not be around them, and other adults who pay their salary know, and they just don't do anything about it for one reason or another. Maybe they're like a really good coach that's like a winning coach, or you see that a lot. I don't know why a coach would get off for doing something. I will try to keep my own snarky comments off this stream if possible, but yeah, the deeper I researched about this, the bigger that this story became, and the families kept telling like similar stories, and the experts that I was talking to were confirming all these recognizable patterns, and the film asks difficult questions instead of just giving answers. It really wants you to sit with some uncomfortable truths and some uncomfortable, thoughts. Oh, people be blowing me up right now. I'm so popular. Yeah. So there's no simple answers to this, but I mean, just don't protect predators. Don't protect them. Right now, we are, our production progress is going pretty steadily. We have multiple interviews that we've completed. I am about to make and post some teasers. So if you haven't gone to www.theplaybookofsilence.com and joined the mailing list and gotten the newsletter, our monthly newsletter, or our behind the scenes content, or any of the other cool stuff that you can get, you should definitely check it out. Yeah, like subscribe to the YouTube. Find us on Instagram. Find us on Facebook. Yeah, we're taking over. And yeah, we're gonna be doing the scheduling of some additional interviews. We got like one coming up very soon. We did a small little shoot on Thursday. That would have been yesterday. Yeah, we'll just be like continuing to do our research, getting into some more archival footage because I've been kind of putting that off. We need to go through some public records, and we are in a crossroad right now with the story. It could go one of a couple of different ways, but we are expanding expert interviews. Very stoked about that. I think the experts are going to be amazing and offer a very detailed account of what kind of things we're talking about and exploring in the film. I was talking about behind the scenes, which is posted right now on our YouTube page, our YouTube channel. It's a channel. It's been a long day. We're gonna be doing like legal review, fact checking, records, some travel, production planning. So yeah, it'll be fun. Behind the scenes footage. So Yeah, be looking out for that. We are halfway into our Kickstarter campaign, and we are almost halfway to our goal. And so we are trying to close the gap on this, and need to get to 100% to get those pledges. So really excited. Had a very generous donation, super generous, the biggest donation we've gotten yet, and from the dean of undergraduate studies at a very prominent Texas university. And that donation got them a screening for up to 300 people of the movie. Super stoked about that. That's going to be so much fun. Yeah, we've got we've got some individual donations coming in. We are still taking tax deductible donations. So if you are an organization or know an organization or know a rich person that wants some tax write-offs, movies are a good way to do that. They actually say that movies are a better investment than real estate. I don't know if that's true. Don't quote me. And then, yeah, we're still working with our fiscal sponsor, Fractured Atlas. So, I'm very thankful to them. Earlier this year, we actually were awarded $1,000 based on some, we got a bunch of donations in a period of time. We got to enter for a drawing, and we actually won out of the drawing out of hundreds of projects. So, yeah, this project is divinely protected. It's protected for sure. We're doing good work. The good work. Independent funding is so important, as you probably know, because that way we don't answer to anyone. Alexa, turn Donna on. We don't answer to anyone, and we don't take shots. We aren't held up by the woes and whims of others. These films, they take years to produce. Every contribution directly supports the research, the lawyers, the travel, the interviews, licensing, editing, and then making sure that they're told responsibly and that they can, be seen. It's a lot easier to make a movie than to get it seen. Did you know that? Yeah. But we have a full multi-prong attack to our fundraising. That includes grants. I've been writing off for a lot of grants. I won't hear about them until September or even maybe October. So in the meantime, we've got these crowd funds. We've got, I've been reaching out to just different organizations and whatnot, trying to see who may be interested and who wants to partner. Not so much partner, but I don't know. Who do we align with? I'd like to align with some people. And yeah, so we're in that sense, we're I want to make more relationships, build more of a community around this, build this audience, because it will take a mass of people to make this change. It's gonna take people talking about it around the dinner table, or after Sunday service, or after work when you're going out with your coworkers. Oh, would you or even in the office, because especially if you work in an ISD, in an independent school district, if you just are a school employee or district employee, y'all should be having these conversations too. Y'all are people in it. Y'all are people seeing it every day. Y'all are the people looking the other way. And I know because I worked for an ISD for almost 12 years. I'm not saying I'm exempt from this either. I think we are all culpable. And that's why it's going to take a village, honestly. Get off the screen. Yeah, So, like I said earlier, we've got a monthly newsletter called Field Notes. We've got the behind the scenes content. Our social media, we are on Instagram and Facebook, and probably not TikTok, but maybe. LinkedIn, I got a page out there. Got YouTube. I'm on Twitch. You can find us. Find us anywhere. I'm going to be making a podcast appearance pretty soon. So follow me here, and I will be announcing that soon. It's just in time for the July Field Notes. So make sure you get on that mailing list, and you will know all the deets. And then you can see me on a proper podcast. In the meantime, I'll just be looking for more community backers. And maybe that includes some survivor advocacy programs. Got a couple of them in my area, and yeah, I do work for them. I volunteer for them anyhow, so I don't want to, you know, I want to bring people in. That's what I want to do. It's like an educational outreach sort of thing. And, you know, when people really, you know, people can really care about a subject matter, but I think it also really depends on the person that's delivering that subject matter to them, that authority, that performer, what have you. There has to be some kind of trust there for there to be like this transference of information and knowledge. So yeah, we're just building the audience. But if you aren't aware of what this story, this documentary is about, it is heartbreaking. This what the family had to go through. It's to lose your child to manipulation by another adult is just like. So the documentary, it begins with one family's experience, because stories are how we understand systems. That's what I think too. And it's not about an individual, even though we do start with them and we kind of utilize their story to illustrate our point. But it's about what happens when institutions fail to respond appropriately, and how those decisions affect the entire communities. That public trust I was talking about earlier, and what meaningful accountability actually looks like. Because I don't know, you don't know what you don't know, and if people don't know what accountability really looks like, and I have found that's more often not true, then maybe they just need some education in that themselves. And our responsibility is to follow the evidence wherever it leads. We are going to interview survivors and experts and investigators, advocates, and others with firsthand knowledge of what happened and what happens. And we verify all the information, we seek documentation, and we approach every aspect of it with an investigative rigor. It's important because it's going to alone give weight to the subject. I don't want to knock people that just shout out on social media about things and share things about different topics online, or kind of like social justice warriors. Not gonna knock those people, but I don't know. I don't hear that message. I feel like I'm being yelled at, and I tune out. So I'm not trying to force feed this to anyone. I'm not trying to shove anything down anyone's face. Literally just putting it out in front of you, and you can take what you want from it. I don't, because this has happened to me on more than one occasion when I'm watching like a documentary, but like I don't want the audience to be left feeling angry, and I don't want them to feel like there's nothing they can do. So a lot of this film is about not only educating people about child grooming and about child sexual assault in public schools and how that gets covered up, but also about what they can do specifically. What they can do specifically to a call to action, so to speak. So they feel like done something. Because it really starts with us, doesn't it? You know, be the change you want to see. Yeah, call to action. Speaking of which, calls to action, I have a couple for us tonight. And that would be to visit the Kickstarter. And if you can't pledge, that's okay. If you can't pledge, that's okay. But share it. Please share. Please share it. And here, I'll show you right now. If you're on Twitch or YouTube, you'll see this. If you're on Facebook, you won't. But if you want to go see me and see what I'm showing on YouTube, you should go there. And I bet, yeah, we are actually gonna take a look. Excuse me. Oh my gosh, y'all. The guy delivered my pizza, and while he was standing there, he like burped right on my pizza. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? I get lost. So many windows. So many windows. www.playbookofsilence.com. It's so funny. I spend like so much time putting all of this together so I know where everything is and you guys don't have to wait on me to find things. And then I go to look for it and it's like not here, and I'm like, I definitely did that. So strange. I'm gonna try something else though. There we go. How about that? This is the website I was talking about. It's my website. I see now that it did not update on... Did not update. That is not good. Well, you know, you live, you learn. I'm learning through this entire process. Yeah, so we have like all this extra content. Got the film pitch you can share. Got a PSA that we did for the Alexanders, our main characters. And I'm gonna be taking the footage from this expert interview and making some teasers from it. Shh, don't tell anybody. And then of course this is our behind the scenes content access, which takes you to our special YouTube channel page. I still want to call it YouTube page. Gosh, none of my updates worked. Love it. My links work though. Yeah, and then this will work though. There's that BTS.
I mean, yeah, I have it.
I'm gonna show you my behind the scenes footage. No, that's terrible. Who wants to watch it like that? You need to go on YouTube right now and just see it. If you're watching me right now on Facebook, You just go to my YouTube, Materia Prima Productions.
You want one of those bright ones, or you want a
Subscribe, and your screen name will come up on my stream. Yeah, you should go there because we're watching behind the scenes footage. I made this whole cool video and everything. YouTube.com/the Materia Prima Productions. Took my camera off, but my mic's still going. But that's what we're doing. We're watching BTS. Yeah, the Kickstarter, guys. Go to the Kickstarter and make a pledge. Or share it. A share is just as good. A share is even better. You share it with 10 people. You share it with 5 people. Just share it with 10 people. Share it with anyone who has school-age children. Share it with teachers. Share it with other school employees. Share it with your parents. Share it with your cousins. Share it. Share it. You guys gotta meet me over at YouTube because I'm calling it on Facebook. Thanks for being here. If you have any questions, please reach out. Much love, only love.
We're taxi crews, and they want to make sure we really have. regulations, and they can cover more territory and different.
Cross the thread and then I'll go with the water because it slopes down where I'd rather it hit the wall. So, yes, I think we're on the same page.
Alright, Holly.
We're waiting on you.
Hey, sweeties.
So we're currently involved in an investigation right now that involves 3 educators on the same campus. One of those educators has been employed all the way back to 1993. There was allegations against him for sexual contact with students, and they gave him the option to transfer without investigation and resign. He then went to a large school district, an ISD in the DFW area, where he again made sexual contact with a student. And I read that the district did not want to allow us access to his records, even though we were a law enforcement agency.
And
Fort Worth ISD, sir.
Did not want you to have access to records, even though you're a law enforcement agency investigating a crime.
That is correct, sir. We went to a judge in Tarrant County, a criminal district court judge, and I acquired a search warrant for those records. When I got those records, the line on that record said, allowed to resign in lieu of further investigation.
My name is Holly, and I'm a writer and filmmaker, and this is a story I couldn't walk away from. What began as a single account of a student and her high school teacher quickly became something bigger. Patterns and systems and decisions that allow abuse, grooming, and cover-ups to continue inside Texas public schools. Crew, collaborators, even industry partners started leaning in. Right now, we're building this together, putting in our time, energy, and personal resources to make sure this story gets told. This is an investigative documentary, exposing not just individual cases, but the system that allows them to happen. This is happening in Texas public institutions, funded by taxpayers, protected by process. And the longer it stays hidden, the longer it continues. People are speaking up right now. Victims, insiders. This moment where truth can come forward doesn't last forever. We have the story, we have the access, we have the team. What we need is funding to finish this. For travel, production, and post, so it doesn't stop here. If you're watching this, you're already a part of the system. Your attention, your voice, your support, that's what determines whether stories like this get seen or dismissed as another hallway rumor. One share, one donation, one person deciding this matters. That's how this moves. And if not now, when? This film is built to go beyond a screen, into festivals, into communities, into conversations that lead to real awareness and pressure for change. This isn't the end of a story. It's the beginning of one. If you can support, we need you. Help us shine a light on what's been allowed to continue before it becomes just another story and it happens again. There you go, guys. Like, share, all the things. Like, share, follow, pledge. Go to www.playbookofsilence.com. Check it out. Join the mailing list so you can get our monthly newsletter. And go to our Kickstarter and share it. Share it with people. Share it with everyone. And until then, y'all be safe.